721. That's how many days it's been since Syracuse volleyball won its last ACC match. Well, that was up until today. In Syracuse's 93-87 victory over Virginia Tech tonight, it was a clinic behind this line for Sophie Burrows. The guard went 8 for 12 from beyond the arc and scored a career-high 28 points. It was an all-out pitching performance for the Syracuse Mets. 9 scoreless innings, 6 different pitchers, and a 2-0 win over the Buffalo Bisons. It was a tough stretch in the Golden State for Syracuse women's basketball. On Thursday, SU lost by 21 points against Stanford, and then today against Cal, a 75-69 tough loss for SU that left Orange head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack overcome by emotion. On that mound, it was a rough season in 2024 for the Mets' #1 prospect, Brandon Sproat. A 7.5 ERA over 7 starts, but today marks a new chapter for the righty pitcher.
Here inside Conti Forum this afternoon, it was Disney Day, but for Syracuse women's basketball, it was anything but magical.
Well, along with Hutt, there's no better time to step up than in crunch time. Being at the end of the season and the second to last game, it was the freshman Landon Darko with his first career goal that sealed the deal for the Orange. Graduate student Sydney Moore has the second most blocks and 5th most kills on Syracuse volleyball, but the middle blocker contributes way more than just what's on the stat sheet. Moore uses her platform to discuss topics like the positives of NIL for student athletes.
I think it's allowed me the opportunity to do what any other student walking around Syracuse's campus is able to do, which is to profit off the ideas that they have, to profit off the value that they bring to the university or to the different rooms that they walk in. So for me specifically, but also to just be in those spaces.
The Cornell transfer discusses that passion on her podcast, Let's Talk About It.
Megan Wright, a junior on the women's lacrosse team at Yale.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Let's talk about it with Ryan Mice, a grad student at Seton Hill basketball.
Sydney, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Talking about student-athlete mental health with Laura Jones, an associate professor at UNC Asheville and their mental health coordinator in their athletic department. Laura, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me, Sydney.
Because of her work, Moore was honored with the Billie Jean King Youth Leadership Award at the ESPYs. But the award hasn't stopped Sydney from continuing to talk about topics she finds important, and most recently, that's been voting.
When I talk about NCAA student athletes voting, a lot of these decisions are going to affect us. Where you decide to go to school, like the laws are going to affect where you might decide to go to school, especially if you're a woman. Your rights under Title IX and how NIL money will be allocated. If you obviously if you're an international student, you're not voting. But if your best friend is an international student, will she be able to join you on this NIL deal? There's so many things that impact us, and also just being students in your state that impact us. That I think voting is super important, and it's given to us, and so many people fought for that right to vote. We need to use it.
Moore's collegiate career might be coming to an end, but it won't stop her from continuing to speak her mind. Josh Solomon, Citrus TV. Syracuse women's basketball has had major success at the point guard position. First, it was Deasia Fair, who was the fastest player in program history to reach 1,000 points. Then this past season, Georgia Woolley averaged 16 per game. So the question now is, who's next? And the answer is Georgia's Aussie teammate, Sophie Burrows.
Some more people to be around this young lady here who I think is could be the face of this program, who's left it all out all year long. She kept the main thing, and she fought every single possession and every single day. So I'm proud of all of them, but I'm really proud of this young lady right here.
Change has been a huge factor for the sophomore her entire life. The guard has traveled across the world to play Division I women's basketball, and it's a transition that was certainly difficult.
Coming in as an international freshman, it was a big jump. This year I had that time under my belt, so I really just needed to come in with confidence and play with confidence for my team, and that was instilled in me through my coaches and my teammates, so I think that really helped me just get out on the floor and just play basketball.
And once she got comfortable, Burrows was lethal from beyond the arc, shooting nearly 40% from deep, and that was near the top of the NCAA. In one contest earlier this season, against Virginia Tech, Burrows shot 8 for 12 from distance, and after the game, Coach Jack just summed it up best.
She's just going to be the future of this team. She is so locked in. She's so special. She plays the game like it's a chess match. She doesn't play the game like a checker game. She really kind of absorbs what's going on and communicates with Georgia, and they help me run this team. I'm so proud of her.
In order to be that future, she has to lead her squad. So what did Burroughs learn from Woolley this season?
I think Georgia is probably the most competitive person I've ever met. I mean, she'll fight you playing Monopoly. Just seeing her fight day in and day out through injury, through whatever she's going through, to be there and show up for our team, it's something that you don't get from a lot of players. So it's really inspiring to watch her fight for a team like that.
Now it's time to see what Sophie Burroughs can do when the spotlight is on her next year. Josh Solomon, Citrus TV.
I'm here alongside Jalen Long, and you first came up to us right after the game. What did you say? Dynamic duo. Let's talk about that a little bit. You and your counterpart Alex Barker today, going back-to-back complete games for both of you. How'd it feel on the mound?
I felt great. When I'm ahead in the counts, I'm usually pretty good. Today I got behind a little bit, but I know like my fastball's good enough to get outs in any count. So I'm glad that when it counted, I got people out.
Let's talk a little bit more about what's going into the deal when you're in the midway of the season. That was your 8th start today, I believe. And you said you're a little bit tired. So kind of what goes into that recovery process after pitching now in this midway stand of the season?
Now that so it's my 8th start, so today I'm probably gonna go in there and do some little bit. Tomorrow I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm tired. I'm not gonna do nothing tomorrow. I'll probably just work out, do some light stuff. Season's long, but one thing about me is that the longer the season goes, the better I get. So I take pride in that. So as long as I'm on the mound, I'm happy.
Teammates celebrating. We had JoJo contributing from the side here, getting some tosses in. You did your job today. What are you expecting from the team tomorrow to close it out?
Hey, do the same thing we did today. Get runs early, and then our bullpen and our starters just keep us in the game. If I hit a score more than 5 or 6 runs, I take our chances against anybody.
Great stuff today from this guy right here, Jalen Long. Let's go over to Sydney.
Syracuse fans, I know you watched a great game tonight. Syracuse scored over 60 points, but have you ever been on a wooden roller coaster before? You know how it gets really bumpy? I'm going to ask you to put your seatbelt on right now, because it's going to be a bumpy ride coming up in this ACC schedule. Buckle up that seatbelt. Let's go into it a little bit. 2 of the next 3 games on the road. The first is down in Death Valley against a team that started the season in the top 5, being Clemson. You could talk about SMU. That game against a college football playoff team last season. A Georgia Tech team that when you've played them down in Atlanta, you're 0-3. And how about to end the season? Top 10 teams in Miami and Notre Dame. Both of those are on the road. So have fun tonight. Enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend of college football. But in weeks to come, I'm going to ask you with this ACC schedule to please buckle up.